Do you know that you're ready to start outsourcing work in your business so you can focus on higher potential activities? And you need a VA, a virtual assistant. But where do you even start? Maybe you've tried posting in a Facebook group and have received 30 or 40 different private messages from people who don't even fit the job requirement you're looking for. I'm going to walk you through the process of how I found and hired my virtual assistant who has totally helped me up level and scale my business since we started working together. Hi, this is Maggie from MaggieGiele.com. I am a business and marketing strategist, and today I'm going to walk you through the process of how I found and hired my virtual assistant. And these are all steps that you can do yourself to save you time and mental energy in looking for your perfect VA to up-level and scale your business. The first question to you is, are you ready to hire a virtual assistant? Maybe if it helps if I share you my story and the reason and moment I knew I needed to hire someone on my team. This was around the time I got booked out for the first time. Although that may sound great, I was working till 10 or 11 o'clock at night every day, including weekends, for about 4 weeks straight. Not only was I working so much, but my systems were a total mess. I was missing emails, I was forgetting to do stuff, and my head was all over the place. I knew I needed to bring someone on board as soon as possible. I realized that my time was more valuable to me than my money at that point, and I needed to start outsourcing some of my tasks so I could continue doing a great job with my clients. So the first thing you want to do, and I did this as well, is I wrote down a list of tasks that I was currently doing in my business. From those tasks, see which ones you can outsource. Make a list of all the software and systems you're currently using, and that is going to be the basis for your job description for looking for your new virtual assistant. For example, I knew my assistant needed to be well-versed in WordPress, ConvertKit, and some kind of project management system and social media scheduler because that was one of my major time sucks in my business. When looking to hire for my team or for any of my clients, I always try to go by referral only as far as possible. This is because I really want to hear from people who've worked with these people before and get their recommendations. My application process for my virtual assistant was intentionally strict. I knew I needed someone with a very high attention to detail so I could focus on being the creative director of my business and someone could help me implement the tasks and make sure nothing would slip through the cracks. I asked anyone interested to send me an email with a specific subject line to tell me their software and skill specializations and a few client referrals and any specific strengths they thought they had. So for example, if someone sent me an email but they didn't use the exact subject line I had asked them to use, they were an automatic no, even if I thought they were great, because I knew that my business needed someone who was very detail-oriented. You don't have to be that strict in your application process, but this is a small trick that I do recommend doing because it helps you cut down a lot on who you actually have an interview with. From everyone who applied to be a virtual assistant with me, I found 3 people to interview. So in 1 week, I set up 3 calls with all of these people. I had some questions ready, and I had some small tricks that I was using to make sure that they would be a good fit for me. For example, asking them specifically if they had seen my Instagram or my social media, because I knew I needed someone comfortable with sketching social media. I also strongly pride myself on the level of client experience I try to deliver every single time, and part of that is I always make sure before I get on a call with someone, I go and check out their social media, read a couple of the blog posts to get an idea of who I might be working with. I wanted my future VA to have that same level of attention to me as a potential client. From the 3 people I interviewed, I had a really good feeling about one person in particular. Her hourly rate was a little bit higher than I was expecting to pay for my first VA, and that was a very scary step, but I knew I didn't want someone I had to micromanage. I knew I wanted someone a little bit more experienced who could set up my systems for me, help me with my checklist, and really be on top of the game to help me scale up my business, so I knew that paying a higher hourly rate for a VA was going to be worth it. Although, it was really scary to say yes to that first invoice. So from the 3 people I interviewed, I ended up hiring one. We tested each other out for a month, and I knew that she would be able to really help me scale my business, and she did. Thanks to her, I have a project management system that I use, my social media gets done, my inbox, I hit inbox 0 for the first time, and I know for 100% she has totally helped me up-level my business. And my only regret is that I didn't hire a virtual assistant sooner. So that was my process on how I hired my first VA, and you can take this exact same process and do it yourself. If you have any questions about hiring a VA, growing your team, or scaling your business, please pop them in the comment box below and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button so I know to make more content like this. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos about building your business. You can also grab your free checklist and template in the download box below on my application process and the exact steps that I used to hire my first VA, and you can use the same thing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.